This demo here is for the Edwards Auto 306. This particular unit comes with a 4 kVA power supply, low voltage power supply. This right here will be your chamber. Has an explosion proof guard on it. Over here is your LN2 for fast recovery of the vacuum system. You have your controllers. Everything up here is not being used because you have the RD Mathis LV400 power supply. Then you have your deposition monitor. You have your vacuum controller that will be used to vent and pump down the system. Then you got your main power, and this has a rototip controller, but that's not part of it. Doesn't have it on there because you have your thermal source where the rototip would be. Underneath here, you basically have is your vent and your needle valve inlet for your gas, pressure gas if you want, or process gas. You have down here, you have your cooling water lines. You have your rotary pump exhaust below that. And over here, there's a flow meter on here to monitor the water. This is water cooled, so you will need to have a chiller. This chiller here does not go with it, but it is on sale on our site. As you can see, it's being repaired at the moment. We come to the back of the system. There's not really much to see except you got your main power cord here. The power requirements are on our website. It tells you what it needs to be. Same thing with this. This is, they'll tell you on that nameplate what's the requirements. So right now, you can see we're pumped down to 6 and a 7, which is pretty good for a diffusion pump system. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to ramp up, turn on the power supply. So it just basically has a breaker right here. I would just flip that on, turn this knob down to 0, and flip the control switch on. And then I'll start ramping this up. And as I ramp it up, you'll start seeing your amperage and volts go up. See if you can start seeing the glow in there. And you can see the glow. And as I increase the glow, we're going to come over here and check out the deposition monitor. Now, if you ever wanted to zero the monitor, you just hit this to close and open, and it zeroed it there, and it's giving you your rate. And I'll crank it up a little bit more. You can see I'm around 220, 230, nice and bright. You can see I'm at 17 angstroms a second. And if I turn it off, you'll see that it has a nice little coating on the glass in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this to vent the chamber, and we'll come back to open up the chamber and I'll show you the inside. Alright, so vented to atmosphere, and you have to manually remove the chamber, but in the chamber I'm going to show you, this is the deposition crystal. I can swing this over. This is your sample holder And basically this is just to shield it from depositing on the glass. This would be where you would load your samples down and put them in the holder. Then you got more shielding here, would be this, which can actually slide out through. Oh, it can't slide out through here, just like this. You also have a shutter. And down there is your boat with your feed-throughs right here. So I'll put this back together. Put the chamber back on, the bell jar. And in a few minutes I'll come back on to showing you how to pump it down. Alright, and to pump down the system, you just go back to the pump controller. You'll have your thing that the 3 or 4 lights lit up, and then basically you just want to hit the cycle. In this gauge right here, you see this is your backing pressure. If I go down, it will give you your chamber pressure and then your penning, but penning's not on since it's not under high vac. So basically you're just going to hit the cycle button and it's going to go through the process. That loud noise is the pump, the exhaust coming out through the pump, the exhaust part on the side. The only thing I didn't show you is also you have, this is your adjustment for allowing your process gas to come in. Right, this valve, it's right there. It's just a needle valve. There is no solenoid hooked up to it, so you will have to make sure it's off in order to pump down to the system in a high vac. As you can see, we're pumping down on it. The gauge is going down. Piranha B is your chamber gauge. Now, as you can see up here on your deposition controller, it says 39, that's your total thickness. If you just want to reset that, you just want to go to here where it says close and then open again, and it will zero itself out. That clicking noise is because it's right now trying to go into high vac. And if you look down below, you'll see the high vac valve getting ready to open up. And you can see it rising right there. And now you're under high vac. And your penning gauge is going down. You can see it's 2 and a 4. And the system got down into 7 and a 7. That's without LN2. Usually you use your LN2 to help bring down the vacuum a little bit faster for your process, but this system works well enough that you really don't need the LN2. And that is the end of your test.